Hey everyone, this is Rabbit Ears Blog, and welcome to another general discussion series. Today's general discussion is going to be on what makes a good superhero movie. Now, the reason why I asked this question is because recently, I have been seeing a lot of terrible reviews for the recent Fantastic Four movie, and I just wanted to give out some few tips about what needs to be made to make a really good superhero movie. So for one thing, to make a good superhero movie is that the directors or the writers need to make sure they understand the characters, or at least understand the source material enough that when they write the characters, they get where the character is coming from, and they get the universe that the character is living in. Like for example, if I were to make an X-Men movie, I would want to read the comic books to see, how these characters got formed, what are these characters like, and how can I put those personalities in the world of the X-Men onto the big screen. So I think it's important for the writers and the directors to at least be knowledgeable of some of the source material. Like they don't necessarily have to know a lot about the source material or even read the source material to really understand the characters, but this kind of goes hand to hand about what makes a good character in general. Like even if you never read the source material or anything like that, as long as you have good characterization and as long as these characters are likable to the audience, I think that's all that really matters when making a good superhero film, is that you want to make characters who are relatable but save the world at the same time. And the reason why I always like the films that Marvel's put out and The Dark Knight is because they focus on the characters' interactions with each other, and they also focus on their personal struggles while also giving us like lots of good action scenes with these superheroes. So I think with a good superhero movie needs a good balance of drama and action, and that's something that a lot of good superhero films have, is that it's not all just about the action, even though it's a superhero genre, but it's also about the characters development and how we gonna relate to the character, which is why I liked a lot of the Marvel movies, because they were able to like have a setup where they develop the characters while at the same time giving us really good action scenes. And another way to make a good superhero movie is to not make sure the movie is not too focused on the origin. I understand that every decade or so you're gonna have a superhero movie that's you're gonna have to like refresh the memories of a lot of people, because especially newer generations who never read the source material, don't know the origin stories of these superheroes. You might want to reintroduce them to the origin stories of the superheroes, and there has been a lot of that in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, because a lot of the superheroes they introduced, like the Avengers and Guardians of the Galaxy, they've never been introduced to the big screen before, so of course they have to have an origin story to like make sure that the newer audience understand who these characters are and where they're coming from. But at the same time, you want to make sure you make the story interesting. If you make everything like all about the origin, it's gonna risk making the movie boring, because then the people will be like, well, where's the action sequences at, or when is this person going to become a superhero? Why are we watching this movie about these people who haven't become superheroes yet? And you spend the entire movie just developing developing these characters, which is fine, but at the same time, it's like, well, where's the action scenes? Where's the superhero heroics? Why is this called a superhero movie if there's no super heroics in it at all? So you don't want to risk having an origin story be all about just developing that character, showing what this character was like before they became a superhero. You want to at least introduce like the character's super heroics later on into the origin story, so that way you can make the film more interesting to the audience, and who, especially the audience who want to see more super heroics in the film, and they can see that with the origin story at the same time. That's what I really liked about Guardians of the Galaxy, is that, I never read the Guardians of the Galaxy comics before, but I like how they try to introduce everybody into the story, like give us some their background stories and stuff like that. But they gave us like they made them into a team within that movie too, and they show us like a lot of action scenes about them trying to save the world using their powers. So that was something I liked about Guardians of the Galaxy, was the balance between developing the characters while also giving us a lot of action and the super heroics from these group of characters that we never heard of before, but we get to see what they're capable of at the same time. So I think those are some tips of some good how to make a good superhero movie. And if there's any other tips that you want to talk about with the superhero movies, or you'd like to share with everybody else, please feel free to comment below. And I like to hear your opinions of what makes a good superhero movie. Well, that's my general discussion video for today. And be sure to follow me on Twitter so I can keep you updated any new videos I post up. And also like my Facebook page, Rabbit Ears Blog's Best Comments. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. This is Rabbit Ears Blog, and I'll see you later.